Let's fight. A very good evening to each and every one of you. Guys, if you're ready, we are ready as well. You know, as you come on board, what you got to do, share the live stream, folks. Once you come on board, wherever you're joining us from, we got to fight, folks. We got to fight. We got to fight. Great to see each and every one of you there. Good to see all of you guys in the ring. And just tidying up things at the back this side. Trust that you guys have had a good day. We gotta fight, folks. We gotta fight. We gotta fight. We gotta fight. We gotta keep fighting. You know, the Jagabats don't give up. The Jagabats are always at it, and we're at it too. Yep. We gotta fight. Let's fight. You see that bell is calling us to attention there. And I trust that you guys are hearing and you guys are responding. Good to see all of you. Let's fight. That's the bell. That's the bell. Welcome in the ring, guys, wherever you guys are joining us from this evening. We are so privileged. Whether you guys are joining us on Facebook, you guys are joining us on YouTube, you guys are joining us on Twitter. So you always say Twitter is the belly of social media, YouTube is the suburbs, and then you got Facebook, the ghetto. Guys, it's great to have each and every one of you, whether you're at home in Guyana or you're somewhere around the world, guys, in Region 11. Great to have each and every one of you. You know, we want to see those shares. We want to see those emojis as well. Let us know how you guys are receiving us out there, guys. Great to see each and every one of you. The usual suspect, guys. Let's get right to it. Let's get to the fight card. Let's get to the fight card. I'm eager to show you guys what's on the fight card this evening. Again, welcome to each and every one of you. Wherever you guys are joining us from this evening, it's our privilege to have you here in the ring. Let's fight! Guys, first up on the fight card, you know, as long as you live in this country, it is confusion powder. Not only red flags, Claudette. Confusion powder. It's like they sprinkle a little bit on every little thing. Confusion powder left, right, and center. And you know what has been becoming a very, very popular phrase? Oh my Lord. Guyana is not a real place. It is not a real place, ladies and gentlemen. It is not. And we're going to demonstrate that. Why you hear so often, you see something happen and the folks say, Guyana is not a real place. And we will demonstrate that. Last night, we were telling you of the goings-on at Fort Wellington Hospital. You remember that story? We were telling you of the Jagabats there who getting special treatment and all of that. Now we are hearing people getting dropped home with a government vehicle and they're not even entitled to that facility. But as we get more information on that issue, we are going to bring it to you guys. But let us demonstrate from New Amsterdam Hospital in Region 6 there. Why Guyana is not a real place, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you all got your popcorn and I hope you all got your cokes because this is going to need a little bit of both to digest. Guyana is not a real place. It is not. We wish it were, but it isn't. Take a listen and take a look.
You should have let me. I should have got. Look, them messing up. Look, hello, so please block them before they go in front. Oh, well, look at them thing messing up.
Folks, those aren't patients at the New Amsterdam Hospital. It's actually cattle. It's actual cattle. Guyana is not a real place. I hope that didn't go by too fast for some of you. It is not a real place. I don't know how else to tell you that Guyana is not a real place. And for some of you, and those of you who might have missed that, recap.
You should have let me. I should have got. Look, them messing up. Look, hello, so please block them before they go in front. Oh, well, look at them thing messing up.
Well, I don't know if you can blame security for that. Because one might argue that security is there to keep out human beings, unwanted, unauthorized human beings. But when the animal part come in, I can see some people saying, y'all don't pay me enough for this. Y'all ain't pay me enough for this BS. We can see that. You understand why now, folks? Why we say Guyana is not a real place? Can you understand? Can you appreciate Freddie James and Alison Ramsyrup, Karen Clark and Margaret Jones? Can you appreciate why we say Guyana is not a real place? It is because of images like those on an almost daily basis. Y'all hear my little Trini accent coming in. Oh, we some real. I won't be a Guyanese if I ain't fake one or two accents. It's a real place, you know, real place. All the goats in the hospital. That is emblematic. We just drop down and say, this is Guyana, the cooperative oil producing republic. Moving on, folks. From that, well, you know, if we're dealing with Guyana not being a real place, we got to deal with the Jagabats. Quite interestingly this morning, quite interestingly today, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you're joining us from around the world, wherever, we saw that the army, well, we don't call it the army because of our low numbers, because of a defense force, to be correct. The defense force received a contract that they bid for and won. And this is to the tune of $44.4 million to upgrade the Paramakatoil Regional Hospital. Somehow I've never seen the army bidding and winning contracts. I thought that the army, the core infrastructure unit there, you know, helped in national development. And that was part of their duty as a defense force. The way you would have an aspect and a core unit of the U.S. Army, for instance, that does bridges and buildings and so forth. But I've never heard about the defense force bidding and winning contracts. It may have slipped me. It may have slipped us. But if you can recall in the recent future, the army bidding and winning contract, I mean, how does that work out? If there are profits, who does the profits go to? I would love some explanation where this is concerned. But again, just today we saw the defense force win this bid to build a smart hospital. And this is going at Paramakatoy. Yep, in the Rupununi, Paramakatoy. And according to, it's quite strange. While I say, you know, if the army is doing work for the nations, kudos, part of what they're supposed to be doing. But the aspect of bidding for contracts from the government, that seems a little, something there seems a little contradictory, like an oxymoron. Something there doesn't seem right to us. Doesn't seem too right to us. And so that kind of, you're feeling you got down inside, so there's something in writing more in the matter than just the pistol, something little thing here. But that being said, folks, another story we saw that piqued our interest. Police ranks to begin gender-based violence training. And I would say kudos again to the police force, because if there's any entity that needs this kind of training, it must be, it has to be the police force. Too many times we hear that women go to the police station with domestic or gender-based issues, and you hear, oh, we ain't getting a man and woman story. We hear that much, much too often. As a matter of fact, one of our guests just last Friday complained about that. You know, she's trying to get some redress for an issue she's facing with a member of the government, and she goes to the police force and she cannot get a listening ear. It seems as though unless, you know, your issue doesn't result in death or something like that, the police is not going to pay too much attention. So we were happy. Yonette Graham and Orvin Don Cook, we were happy when we saw that police ranks have begun gender-based violence training, because it It is very, very needed. Very, very needed in the police force. And we say kudos to that. Kudos. Whoever thought about this, it is needed. You're doing your work for once. Those persons who might be new to the show and new to the Guyanese vernacular, work. The fires of the PPP, ladies and gentlemen, the fires of the PPP. Again, it seems as though since August 2nd, 2020, every day, every week is a fire. The fires of the PPP. And today was such a day when just in Duncan Street in Camberville, there was a fire. There was a fire. But it's what one of the neighbors next door spoke about the people whose building was on fire. Well, it's big auntie for us. It was big auntie for us at this end. So folks in the diaspora in Guyana, if you haven't had a chance as yet to see that fire on Duncan Street, we want to give you a peek of what transpired there, folks. Get your popcorn. Another item that needs the popcorn and needs the coke. Right? Needs the popcorn and needs the coke, folks. Let me set it up for you guys to make sure that it runs smoothly. And I think we have it there. And here we go, folks.
By the bell. I just came from the city and I was making myself a cup of coffee and I saw his daughter running and I came out and I asked her what happened. And she said fire, she's not getting through to the fire service. So I told her, I said I would phone 912 and I told the girl, the operator said calm down. I said I can't calm down because that building, if it fall, it will kill me. I told Mr. Forbes many times that this should not be on that building. Those wires along, look, you could see those wires there. They're attached to my water trestle with a wire. GPL, the fire brigade, nobody takes interest. Nobody takes interest. Where do you live, ma'am? I live at 256. This end house, you could take it out. I just finished doing this house up. My name is Monica Williams. But it always, I lived in England for several years, and from the time I came back, I told him, I said, Forbes, that thing got to move. He is very, very abusive. Anybody in this area would tell you, look, my friend is there. He just abuse you. Huh? Sodom and Gomorrah up there. So what was in the building on the upper floor where the fire started? It's apartment building. It's a hotel he have. People cooking in it. The city council does nothing. Don't care how you call them. And he lives in the second floor. He lives on the second floor. And so the third and fourth floor are apartments. Yes.
Big Auntie says Sodom and Gomorrah up there. That's what Big Auntie said. Big Auntie said it's Sodom and Gomorrah up there. Big Auntie ain't having it. We told you guys. Big Auntie is not having it. Fires of the PPP folks. Big Auntie said, no. Something and wrong here. And she's not having it. Sodom and Gomorrah, Mrs. Williams, Big Auntie Williams, she said Sodom and Gomorrah up there. I hope wherever y'all live in, folks, I hope that y'all neighbors don't look over and say Sodom and Gomorrah over there. That's what Big Auntie said. It's not us. You know, we'd never say that about y'all. We would never. But Big Auntie, she said live a number of years. Right? Red flag. We can red flag the what? She's lived a number of years overseas in London. Sodom and Gomorrah over there. I hope. Folks, y'all sharing this live stream. Pauline Chambers and German Oswald. I hope y'all neighbor. I got some red flags by y'all and saying, oh, Marna Monroe, Sodom and Gomorrah over there. Maybe Marna is telling your neighbors. Is speak that about your neighbors. Maybe Alexis Douglas, Sodom and Gomorrah over there. Folks, share the live stream, the fires of the PPP. So, Granny Red flag the one. She said it's Sodom and Gomorrah over there. Don't worry what we all see here. Right? This fire is a purifying fire. This fire is a purifying fire. It's a sanctifying fire. It's burning out the things next door. Sodom and Gomorrah over there. That being said, another place is Sodom and Gomorrah. GCOM. What happened at GCOM? Yeah, you know what happened at GCOM? Sodom and Gomorrah over there. Claudette, Chief Cook and Bottle Washer. Sodom and Gomorrah. Folks, how are you receiving us at your end? It's Sodom and Gomorrah over there. You know why? Oh, they want transparency. They want good governance. They want democracy. But they don't want an independent panel or even a mixed panel with some independent folks to oversee the hiring of the CEO and deputy CEO and returning officer for Region 4 and all of that. Oh, they don't want all of those things. So they have voted no. Just over the weekend, Claudette Who Swing joined with the PPP commissioners and voted no, folks, to an independent panel to assist with the hiring of these top officials. Yeah. That being said, I can't remember a time when Claudette voted no against the PPP commissioners there. So once you see the PPP commissioners have a position, you all know where Claudette voted. We don't have to ask. We don't have to think. We know. That has been the pattern. Singing for her supper. And so she will not come out and write a letter to the editor justifying her vote. No, because that doesn't threaten her job. As we've said here before, the only time Claudette Singh, the chairman of GCON, speaks publicly is when her job is directly threatened and will directly be affected. And so this is not one of those instances because, as we have said, she has voted with these Jagabats, a Jagabat herself, and voted not to have an independent panel. Now, what harm as proposed by Commissioner Vincent Alexander, could an independent panel do to GCOM but bolster the transparency and the forward thinking of the commission? I felt that is what we all want. But not the PPP commissioners, and definitely not the Jagabat Claudette Singh. Nope. They want it to be decided by the political ilks. Never mind, it was the CARICOM scrutinizing team that formed on this idea of GCOM having so many political actors being part of the directorate. But no, they don't want anybody independent, because at the end of the day, you all know what PPP want. They want to siphon off GCOM so that they can have their say there. And of course, Claudette, being who she is, swing Claudette, has gone along with that. And again, unless her job is directly affected or threatened, she will not come out publicly and proffer any reasons why. That is not her style. It is folks, the hope is strong. The hope is strong. The hope is strong, folks. The hope is strong. Right? But the Jagabats, we don't care what is done. We don't care what is tried. The Jagabats are the Jagabats, folks. And that is what it is. So we're ensuring that we are back on stream. We're not going to fight. We're not going to fret. The Jagabats are the Jagabats. The hope is strong, but we got stronger. That being said, folks, we don't know what happened there. All manner of things. Ghana is not a real place, we told y'all. Anything happens at any time. Now, if I was in New York, I'm a 5G. That would never happen. But you see, here, you're dealing with all manner of things. You're dealing with all manner of forces, people. All manner of things and all manner of forces. And what do you do? What do? You just keep fighting forward. That is what we do. Rena Cummins and Marcia Griffith and Nadia Fortune, we just keep fighting forward. They can't hold us. And so we're going to try to get our display back. But we got to do what we got to do. Boots on the ground. We ain't backing down. That's how we roll. They can do what they got to do, and we can do what we got to do. And as soon as we get our back, folks, we are going to be good to go. Claudette, there were the people all the time. Nothing new, nothing independent. So once you see where them other Jagabats going, we know automatically where Claudette is going to land. There's no if nor buts. Folks, let us get back our other screen quickly and move along. We got so much to show you, and they ain't gonna stop we. We're not having it, not a bit of it. They are not going to stop us. That being said, folks, you know what else is happening there at good old GCOM? Well, some one of them, it might be the installed vice president. It might be Catfish Air Finale, but somebody talk to Rick Cool, Rick Man, Go Cool, and very, very suddenly, the same way his application went in, when the Ogle, his application came out of GCOM, the very same way, with the very same speed. It went in, it came out of GCOM. So Go Cool Voodoo, we have learned, has withdrew his application. Y'all like the drama? He has withdrew his application for chief executive officer. You know why they can't carry Go Cool with them? They cannot carry the burden that is Go Cool Voodoo with them. Because the world know that Go Cool Voodoo attempted to rig the elections on the PPPC's behalf. But again, to his credit, it was Vincent Alexander who picked up that Go Cool was fiddling with the numbers to give the PPP a win in 2011 when they returned as a minority government. And so someone, the acolyte, spoke to him and said, Go Cool, you cannot go through. Withdraw the thing, you got to be looking thin, Go Cool. You got to be looking thin. So folks, that being said, Go Cool is out of the race. But let us see if they are talking to these other jagabats who should not even have an application in there. For instance, you got people like Don Singh. Oh, he's a guardian now of a 5G networks. He too want GCOM top job as chief elections officer. And then you got all these other jagabats. 16 billion man who was at office of the president, who had $16 billion in his bank account. The former PS there. He won the top job too. I mean, how much money is enough? Oh, you got 16 billion, my brother. Take a back seat now. Be like Go Cool. Take a back seat. Take a back seat. Live from Lusiknat. Folks, Guyana is not a real place. Guyana is not a real place. And what happens at the Lusiknan prison in Lusiknan, for those of you who don't know, the prison comes from the place. Those of you might be new to the show, new to Guyana. The prison is found in Lusiknan. The Lusiknan prison, live from Lusiknan. We got a different caliber of prisoners there. Those guys on social media, they got a phone with them. They go live at any time. They post pictures, post how much money they're earning, post their opulence and wealth in Lusiknan, the television set, the microwave, the iron, all of that. Live from Lusiknan. And quite recently, we told you that Capildio, Jangadin, this is the fella who is accused of murdering that young man from Strathspey on the East Coast, Passad, Chris Passad. He left Lusiknan one day, and then he went back the following day. You don't escape, you leave. You leave. Right here, we told you guys of one prison officer who was accused quite recently of, for a little extra dollars, he can take you to see your relative as an inmate. Your relatives don't come to you. He got a special system to take you to see your relatives. So we told you of Capildio Jangadin. Just today, Mr. Prince, Shamar Prince, he had a quick trip. He was in the farming area of the prison, planting, and then he left. He didn't escape. Don't let's fool ourselves. He didn't escape. He just left. He left for a couple minutes and then he came back. Quick trip. Shamar Prince. Folks, he did not escape. The man left. A vehicle drove in the compound. Jermaine Osborne and Denise London, Welshman, Julia Lewis. A vehicle came in the compound. The man saw the gate open. The man left. Don't ask me where the security were and all of this thing. It was a quick trip. Probably went to buy a little Cokes on the corner, a little snack, something he didn't like the food there, what have you. It was a quick trip. He left and he came back live from Lusignan. That being said, on to some other jagabats. You all know the disrespectful? Now to date, you all have been hearing about these electoral reforms that they want to have, the electoral law reforms that they want to have. And several things have been proposed. For instance, chopping up Region 4, according to Anil, into units, 4 units, for better management and efficiency. In their words, to prevent what transpired, the protracted election period in 2020. But don't ask them about Gokul Buddha. They won't tell you nothing but tea. And so, this Jagabat here, we've had better here days. This Jagabat is saying that the opposition tabras has been invited to a consultation. Mind you, to date, not a member of the opposition MPs have received a copy of these draft amendments, these draft proposed amendments. That's how governance in this country operates. So the MPs and the opposition side got to read about these amendments in the papers. Right? And you know they aren't carried in their entirety. So we got to read about them in the papers. And then they've invited a consultation. This is the Guyana we're talking about. 21st century oil-producing republic. Ladies and gentlemen, the 21st century oil-producing republic. This is the place we're talking about. Nothing irregular. Nothing irregular. The disrespectful. The disrespectful. Folks, we're going to have joining us very shortly the one and only Rickford Burke, the president of CDIG there in New York, that looks into advocacy and democracy issues. We're going to be weighing in on the same division and redistricting of Region 4. We're going to be talking to our brother Gavin Matthews as well. And then we're going to be talking a little later on with Shurwayne Holder in that PNC race. PNCR decides 2021, the road to the 21st biannual delegates Congress. But folks, some other things we are tracking. Good to see so many of you in the live stream, guys. And as we're at this point in this program, we know we can't do this without you. But some other things we're tracking, guys. Some other stories. The mayor ain't having it. The mayor today, developing story, weighed into Jagdeo, talking about transparency at City Hall and having the approval of the minister before lands are sold. But the mayor wasn't having it. The mayor said, we don't operate, say. That's how central government is operate. Thieving out land and so on. But that is not how City Hall operates. Ubraj wasn't having it. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a developing story. We hope you guys are sharing the live stream. Another developing story. A Monrepo family is accusing the police of, while they search their home, thieving $100 US. Folks, things tight. Things are tight. So that is the accusation that is being leveled against the Guyana Police Force, that a serving member, part of a search party that searched the people's home, when they left, the people realized the $100 US missing, along with 10,000 Guyana dollars and an iPhone. They are trying to locate the iPhone. Folks, what's happening in the country? Things tight. You know, despite how things were tight, when I was growing up, you had your little pride. You had your little, what you call it, values, nah? You had your little, I think they call it, I think, decency. And we were poor. But we had values and decency and morals. And we never touched people thing. Y'all don't know he's not PPP. But these police, my lord, what happened since August 2nd, 2020 is like purgatory, confusion powder. So they left the people's home. And when they left, the 100 US left, the 10,000 Ghana left, the iPhone left. That's a developing story we're looking at. Another story we're looking at, ladies and gentlemen, is the AG, who we circling back to just now, saying that this case concerning the Police Service Commission and the promotion cannot go forward because the life of the Service Commission has expired. That's the only kind of case, Anil, well, you know, when the court says time has overtaken a matter. That was the only case Anil, quote unquote, winning by default. Anil win nothing. Since August 2nd, 2020, Anil win nothing yet. But these default cases, when the judge say, oh, we took too long, time has overtaken this issue. So that is what he's hoping for here by saying that the life of the commission has come to an end. And so what Roxanne George Wiltshire, the Chief Justice, said about the promotion list being legal and valid cannot stand because the life of the commission has come to an end. But I don't think that is going to happen. But we're going to watch to see what transpires here. This is a developing story. You think it's one thing these guys doing here? You think it's one thing they're doing? It's plenty purgatories, plenty scampishness. Plenty scampishness. And that is why I told you we are circling back now to this story with this Jacobot here, with the Region 4 and the amendments. And we got a punk for punk fighter lining up, coming in the ring. Man, the man dressed sharp. The man got on a suit like that caused the confusion in the States when Obama wear this color. This man is, you know. The man not easy. The man got on a suit. Sharp. You understand me? Sharp. Listen to me. This man won't tell you he tailor. He tailors that tailor. You got to just show you the corner of the band pass. And he make the suit for this fella. He's coming up, but we want to talk a little bit about these proposed amendments that can dismantle how Georgetown's votes are counted. Why? Because the PPP won't dominate. And so heading into the main event, folks, I'm privileged to have my friend and brother, the one and only Rickford Burke. You're going to want to share the damn live stream. I know that for sure. You're going to want to share it. Guys, let me welcome our brother. Let me set it up quick so we can do it. And welcome the one and only Rickford Burke. Chief, how are you doing? Good to see you, my brother. Good to see you.
Same here.
Just take over. You talk wherever you want to talk. It's you show.
You sure?
Talk wherever you want to talk. Folks, share the live stream. Welcome, Rickford. Now, I see you guys put out a very strong statement. I know you don't waste time on this kind of foolishness. Now, where you think, Rickford, they're heading with these amendments, mind you, not an opposition MP. They had the common courtesy and decency of circulating these draft amendments. What's happening here, Rickford? Talk to us.
Well, what's happening is the PPP is trying to manipulate the election systems. They're trying to put systems in place to perpetuate themselves in office. They want to make sure that everything GCOM is PPP. So they're trying to put back Bodu, a crook, as chief elections officer. Now they're trying to manipulate the elections process by dividing Georgetown in half and dividing Region 4 in half, rather Region.
All right, like I'm jinxing Rickford. We're going to have Rickford right back as soon as we get that video straightened out. Folks, it's all kinds of things happening at our end this evening. Rickford, you go right ahead. Sorry about that.
Right. So what I was saying is that they're trying to divide Region 4 in four, which is East Coast, East Bank, and then they want to divide Georgetown in two. And what they're doing there is basically implementing racial segregation. What they want to do is segregate East Indian votes from Black votes, segregate how the people would work on the polls, segregate who will be in charge of these districts, because they want to manipulate and dominate the elections process. And so what they're trying to do is get their own people to be head of these districts, and they claim that they will count these votes and then have a super district registrar or returning officer, who all these poor people report to. It's nothing more than an attempt to manipulate the electoral system. And if you notice, Gerard, at the same time, what they're trying to do is gerrymander the country, gerrymander Region 4. Their eyes are on Region 4. So what they're trying to do is gerrymander Region 4 in effect. That's a classical Republican strategy to dominate elections. They want to re-engineer the demographics of the region. So what you'll find they're doing, Sherrod, they're moving people from Berbice, moving people from Region 3 through the allocation of house lots, and bring them into certain parts in Region 4 and Georgetown. As far as I'm concerned, they're also trying to gentrify these districts. And what by that I mean, they're trying to bring in people who can offer lots of money for these houses and lots and lands, house lots and lands and properties in Georgetown and parts of East Bank and parts of East Coast, and push those poor people out who originally owned those properties, and by giving them house lots far out, or in Region 3 or far out in Region 4, where when it comes to elections, their vote will matter because they would already brought their people in and manipulate the voting systems there. Also, they're trying to put their own people in these places so that when they commit voter identity fraud, people like Lowenfield and Roxanne Myers and these people will not pick them up. So that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to gerrymander, they're trying to gentrify, and they're trying to dominate.
And you know, folks who are keen on local elections here would know that these Jagabas have never won Region 4, and so they are trying to stack the deck against us in the opposition by doing exactly what you're talking about there. And if you know, we see this happening in the US ever so often. You know, it's this things I think we saw Stacey Abrams in Georgia fight against this same kind of foolishness. They redistricting of places to favor the Republicans, and it's absolute nonsense. Absolute nonsense.
Well, I'm sure people must fight against it. It's not something easy. What they're trying to do is undo, and it's not going to stop there, Sherrod. What you'll try to see them do is actually split Region 4 geographically in terms of the regional administration of the country. So they're going to probably create more than 10 regions by splitting Region 4. That's their original intent. And then what they'll do is try to allocate the parts that they control more members of parliament, because they're going to say they have more people. You know, I think, Sherrod, I think the PUP is stirring up civil strife and civil conflict in the country. They want to start a civil war. If you notice what Jagdev said a few nights ago on critics, they have firepower, right? They have firepower. Our intelligence has said to us that they're buying new weapons for the Guyana Defense Force, buying new weapons for the Guyana Police Force, and certain members of their party who own security forces are importing weapons more than ever. They're stockpiling weapons, and these weapons are to use against the African Guyanese population should there be civil conflict. And we have been warning about this, and we've also notified the US government about it, and we're observing. But I think the people of Guyana should be prepared and fight back, push back against this nonsense that this so-called Attorney General is trying to come with about, oh, it makes administration of the elections more efficient. It's nonsense. They're trying to dominate the elections process. They're trying to use gerrymandering and gentrification like the Republicans do here so as to gain more seats in parliament. That's exactly what it is.
Rickford, you know, one might want to take these guys very seriously as well when they're talking about having the firepower, because you know it isn't passing strain since these guys have come into the halls of power. It's a lot of literal fires from the Brickdown police station to other buildings.
Well, they're and if you notice, they're saying it's people overseas that caused the fire, right? So we could stay from overseas and say poof, right? And Brickdown police station would burn down. The fact of the matter is, Sharad, these people have their eyes on Region 4. They're trying to devise a political strategy and to use their one-seat majority in the parliament to change the law to improve their electoral gains. And it's straight out of the racist Republican playbook. They want to segregate the country. When they separate Region 4 and separate Region Georgetown, that's what they're doing. And by the way, Sharon, I heard the so-called Attorney General saying that they want to subdivide Region 4. Region 4 is already subdivided. There are several subdivisions in Region 4. So what they're talking about...
Into units.
Exactly. It's absolute nonsense. It's hogwash. What they're trying to do, again, is, and I want to warn the people of Georgetown and Region 4, they can't control Region 4 politically because they get outvoted. So what they want to do eventually is to separate that region and then allocate themselves more seats in Parliament based on the population, and they'll calculate that they would win, for instance, East Bank, because they're bringing all the people from Region 5 and Region 6 and give them house lots by the thousands in Region 4 on the East Bank. And that's exactly what they're doing it for, so as to gerrymander and re-engineer the population to get more votes. And Sharon, people should not accept it. Why don't they split Region 6? Region 6 is just as big. It's just as problematic. Let them split Region 6 and split Region 5 and then come to Region 4.
And you know, this is the dastardly attitude of these jagabats, you call it PPP. Now, I don't know if lots of people follow politics as intricately as we do, but these were the folks who in 97, when you had Janet, you know, that dual citizen there running for president here, that you had a court order served on her, an injunction against this way again. She didn't care. She flinged that over her shoulder and she moved on. And these guys want to tell us now about transparency and respect for the Constitution and all that. 23 years, Rickford, you know this. Working in this country, working overseas. They ain't concerned with local government elections. That is a natural part of life where you are, Rickford. Local government elections and so forth. Right? You had these guys here do a whole bundle of nonsense with Go Cool Voodoo. These guys. And then they want to tell us they have our best interest at heart with the redistricting and the chopping up and the dismantling of Region 4. No, it's their benefit. That is their playbook. That is their playbook.
Exactly. And in terms of 97, Janet Jagan threw away the court order because the PPP doesn't have any respect for the law. They don't have any respect for the judiciary. As a matter of fact, they don't believe in democracy. The PPP does not believe in democracy. And if you notice, they did the same thing with Chris Jones. Even the State Department report on Guyana last year mentioned it. They threw away the court order. A judge stopped them from going into Chris Jones's property.
And that court order was served during that search. It was served during that search. And they had no time with that.
And they threw it on the ground. So that's the PPP. They demonstrate contempt for the courts. And in terms of coming back to Region 4, I want to stress the people of Region 4 should come out in their numbers and object to them dismantling the region. They want to dismantle Region 4 because they cannot get political votes. And they want to split it up, segregate it racially, like what Donald Trump or the KKK would propose, and so that they could harness these votes from their ethnic supporters. And what the next step they'll do is, Sharon, trust me, the next step is they would say split Region 4 and make it into 4 or 2 separate parliamentary constituencies.
Yeah.
And they're going to assign themselves the more seats, because by then they'll put all their people from Region 6, where they have a surplus of people by 20,000, and Region 3, the same thing. They will move about 10,000 from Region 3 and about 10,000 from Region 6 and bring them into Region 4. They're trying to control and dominate that region. And you can see You can see their blueprint, you can see the plan as clear as day, because they're starving the regions for fun. They want to say that the regional administration is corrupt and incompetent because it's being run by the coalition. They're attacking Georgetown. I see today they fired the entire Treasury Department because they, as the mayor said correctly, they want to sabotage the town and bring it to a halt. And the people of Guyana should do the same thing to the PP government. Occupy the streets and bring them to their knees. Bring the government to their knees. Shut the country down. Make it ungovernable. That's what Bar Jabir proposed when he was an opposition leader. Let's carry out his suggestions.
And again, Rickford, these are guys who don't like to see these institutions and entities function efficiently. I mean, City Hall has its challenges during the Granger administration, but nothing like we saw in 23 years of these guys. And they seem to want to carry it back to an IMC and to the decadence that this city was in under their leadership for those past 18 years that we did not have any local government election. And you know what is strange, Rickford? This is the month we were actually supposed to be having local government elections, but they don't care about, as they want to preach to us, about respect for the Constitution. Or they have a different term for it when they have all of their infractions against the Constitution. But you know them, Rickford. You know them.
They're crooks, criminals, and jagabats. With regard to local government elections, as you said, we didn't have local government elections in about 20 years. And that's because the PVP doesn't believe in democracy. They don't believe in democracy. They don't believe in local government either. That's why Darmlal, the minister, so-called minister of regional development, is trying to control all the regions and the towns that they did not win.
Wicked fella.
Yeah, and filing, conspiring to file no confidence motions against the regional chairman, Region 4, and regional vice chairman. They are starving them for funds. You notice they've broke the law and have the regional executive officer, who's Donald Raj's brother, submit a budget to the central government without going through the council.
Yeah, and they don't find anything wrong with that, you know. And they're going to go to COP and the UN other meetings and so on and talk about transparency and accountability. These jagabats, these lying set.
Well, it happens because there's this some sort of apathy, malaise, some sort of, I don't know what to call it, that seem to be plaguing the Guyanese people. I have never seen people so docile in my life. If I were the regional chairman of Region 4, they couldn't come into Region 4. If I were the mayor of Georgetown, I would have run them out of the city. You don't come into my city and try to destroy it. And that's what they're trying to do. So people of Guyana need to be more militant. And why I'm saying this, these people have no limit. Once you give them an inch, they'll take a yard, as we used to hear our grandparents say. And so they came into power. They were able to get away with firing the chief elections officer, firing the deputy chief elections officer, firing Mr. Mingo, the returning officer of Region 4, without according them due process, and nothing happened. They attacked members of parliament, nothing happened. You even had one of them physically assault a member of parliament, nothing happened. Sharad, they're doing these things because the people of Guyana are too docile and they don't believe in the rule of law. And if you notice, the ABC countries who champion their ascendance to government, they're quiet. No local government elections, violation of the Constitution, they're quiet. They're marginalizing the African Guyanese population and some other races who don't support them. The diplomatic corps, quiet. International community, silent. CARICOM, silent. They're allowing the PVP to get away with murder. And when Guyana erupts into civil war, that's when we hear from them.
Yep. Rickford, another thing I want to pick your brain on, you know, you see these dastardly acts in killing of citizens, seemingly unlawfully. You have Orin Boston in Essequibo there, and the list can go on and on and on. And all you hear, the Henry Boys, you know, and Harris Singh, no stone will be left unturned. And then you see a lull, and then you forget about them because something else becomes national news and you forget. But this is the PPP, you understand, that promised justice, and we're still waiting for in Boston. How long that file will be with the Office of Responsibility, whatever the hell the name of the office is in the police force. How long Must that man's family wait for justice and all the other Guyanese people wait for justice in this country while they sit on their hands, Robeson Ben and you, all of them, and the rest of them? How long, Rickford? How long?
Sherry, they don't care. These are black people. The PPP is callous. You know, people, they say, oh, I'm a racist because I talk about their racism. I don't really care. They're callous. They have no interest in the African Guyanese population of Guyana. They are running the country just like Donald Trump run the United States. They have Trump advisors advising them. They are callous racists. They think that the only time they can be nice to black people is at election time, when you could show them some food, some stale cook-up rice, and show them some money and say, hey, come and vote for us. We'll do this and we'll do that for you. But this is an ethnocracy. They're governing the country only for their own Indian collective. Look at the person who's getting contracts. We criticize them, and suddenly they throw two black contractors to build a school in Linden. But by and large, 99% of the contracts are going to East Indian supporters of the PPP. And Guyana belongs to all of us. And we must put our feet down and stamp these people out, defeat them, and call on the international community to make sure there's equitable governance in Guyana, or bring them down. Bring them down. I am not afraid to say, we cannot have a racist ethnocracy marginalizing black people, driving them back into slavery in Guyana, and white diplomats sit there and not say anything. We have to get up and fight back. And the people of Region 4, it must start there. They're trying to gerrymander Region 4. They're trying to re-engineer the population so that they could eventually win Region 4. And the people of Region 4 must fight back.
They're wicked. Rickford, they're wicked. There's no other place, no other way to say it. They're wicked, and I know you guys are going to continue to do your bit where you are. You've been lobbying, you've been talking to the people that matter there, which is fantastic. And I'm seeing Mr. Jeffries doing extremely well there as well. And he's one of the folks who have spoken out very strongly against this kind of foolishness. You know, they talk about equity and fair distribution of wealth, but we ain't seeing that. We're not seeing that. We see people, Rickford, wink, wink, who never built a boat in their life, a toy boat, being given huge contracts for roads and for buildings and for all kinds of stuff right before our eyes. Right before our eyes. It doesn't seem as though you need to have any experience. So we'll understand when wharves and so on start floating away, why? And when buildings and bridges start falling down, why? Because it's the kind of people, you know, all you need is a party card. All you need is a party card to get a big contract to build a school or a hospital or some other nonsense. All you need is that.
And you know, but they did the same thing in 1992, between 1992 and 2050 when they're in power. And they always give their people, it's a way of, it's political reward. They treat the government, the consolidated fund, as if it's a slush fund. And I get letters all the time from contractors who are saying that their bidding and their bids are far lower than the bids by other
experience from the inexperienced people who win in the contracts.
I received a letter last week from a contractor about the Ministry of Infrastructure or Public Works. And he was saying that I think there's a threshold of $50 million. When you submit a contract, if it's above that, it has to go to cabinet. If it's below that, I think it's approved by the permanent secretary or the tender board for that ministry. And so every time there's a contract for which they're eligible, they push it to like $16, $15 million and shuts them out and never give them these contracts and say, well, it has to go to cabinet. When it goes to cabinet, it goes to one of their people. And so black contractors are shut out. And like I said, we spoke about this the other day, and hey, they just click the finger and they give the contracts to two black supporters of theirs. I am not knocking that, but I'm saying be equitable. The PPP supporters alone can get billions of dollars in contract, and black contractors are shut out from the tender process in Guyana. And also, if you notice, they're trying, if I might mention this, they're trying to change the law. They're trying to change the law to jail Lloyd Field for life and jail Roxanne Myers for life. They are so audacious.
Yes.
They're so audacious.
These same scams with 19 fraud charges, stolen law books, and underselling government property, and all kinds of foolishness, Ashley and Brassington, and the whole pack of them.
Yes.
They
So
want to give people
they
life
want to
sentences. They got
implement.
the nerve. How they can see Jesus? How they can see Muhammad and Allah and Buddha? How?
I don't think they'll see them, but they want to come to implement these amendments ex post facto so that they could jail these people because as black people, these people are so contemptuous of the African Guyanese population. And I'm not sure when Guyanese will wake up and realize that these are tyrants. These are tyrants and join with the international community to treat them like Gaddafi, treat them like Saddam Hussein, and maybe Guyana has to implement something like exile. These people must be allowed to live in Guyana when they leave office. They are evil, dangerous demons, and we must treat them like that.
Yeah, I would say the wicked, the stink, and the dirty, the PPP. Rickford, I want to thank you for your time. I got Gavin waiting in the wings. I wonder what Gavin have to say about these matters. I want to know that. Rickford, thanks very much, my brother.
Good night to Gavin. Good night to you.
Gavin, just say something, man. Just say something. You take the whole show. Wherever you want, talk. You're a heavyweight. You just come in the ring and you do what you gotta do. What the hell happening in this country, Gavin? We know you're a man always looking at the Constitution, looking at the legality of things. That is your area, your niche area. You own it. Take it. What's happening, Gavin, in our country? What happening? You know these people. You know the Jagabats. And we know that when you talk, you just give them runs. You just give them the runs. Okay? Emotionally distressed when Gavin start talking. Speak, Gavin. I'm listening. I'm making notes too.
I want to say one thing. Good. As a matter of fact, good night to you, Sherrod, and those who support your show, your viewers who listen to you. And I want to say welcome to all of them. Share the live, yes.
Share.
I want to be straight with one thing. The PPP doesn't have a constituency anymore, Sherrod. So this what you're seeing here right now is their last stride to control something. They don't have a voting constituency anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care who say, well, you can't find this and you can't find that, and there's no statistics. They're running looking for something, so they can't win an election.
Yeah.
Never again. They could never win an election. They would never
and Gavin, the stats show that. We ain't just talking. If you look at the numbers from 97 to now, the PPP are bleeding supporters. Bleeding supporters.
Especially those who migrated and left them. From saying these people win the election, their own constituency, what? No, Michael Jackson, out of place, because nobody want to participate in the brutality of the PPP. That's one. Number two.
Talk to us.
For Georgetown, they want to separate. They want to create a working class and a poor class.
Mm-hmm.
They want to tell the world that the working class would always vote for them. Well, I'm telling all those who are looking at your program now, them out slaves that they got.
The soup drinkers, Gavin, the soup drinkers and the house slave.
These people do not know the PPP's distraction politics. These people have all intentions to continue violating the Constitution. They do not care.
Correct is right.
They do not care. They can never care. We got leaders outside who are representing us as a country, telling the international communities and also us that our leaders are violating our Constitution. That and we have people from the UE, University of West Indies. We have the Law Students Department. We got the Law Students Association. We have all these people. They're writing to CARICOM to ask someone to step in to help them to represent Guyana. Because we are being violated.
Once it's not Ralph Gonzalez. Once it's not Cynthia Barrow Giles. Once it's not them Jagabats.
You know.
I don't know what to say. Once it's not him.
Ralph got his own time coming, Sherrod. Ralph got his own time is coming.
Oh, yes.
But constitutionally, we are in for a ride. And if we as a people cannot stand up now, Sherrod, I want you to help your people, educate them, talk to them, your listeners, your viewers. Let them know now is the time to stand up. Hold your elected representatives accountable. With Sherrod, I know nobody can hold you accountable. You don't know you're doing it.
You got to do what you got to do.
hold these people accountable. Let them walk into these de facto people and tell them our constitution must be respected. It is the
Correct.
supreme
Correct.
law of the
Correct.
land. Not what when it comforts you, you want to change
Correct.
it up.
Correct. 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 Correct.
You want to heap all kind of nonsense on the people of Guyana. We cannot take this anymore.
Gavin,
I'm trying to find words so I can properly express myself on your show, Sharon.
you're
I can't help it.
I understand that. And you talked about how they have, breached the constitution in so many instances, and you just gotta look. Onage Waldron. Oh, this liar. Lightor Onage. Gavin, we grew up in a time. Still, for me personally, I don't like put anything on top my Bible. No other book was going to top my Bible. You understand me? That woman put her hand on that Bible and lied to this nation and the National Assembly. Lied to this nation National Assembly. Right? And what is more? What is more? You had the parliamentary secretaries. The parliamentary secretaries, Gavin, those guys knew that they should not have been sitting in the National Assembly. Breached the Constitution once more. Even look at the financial institutions, or rather the constitutional agencies. They try to roll back their financial independence.
And they,
Gavin,
and the
again,
the whole
breaching the Constitution.
The de facto
And the
chatri,
chatri, that Jagabat calls himself the protector and defender of the Constitution. P.S. And they're breaching the Constitution this month, Gavin. As I was just discussing with Burke, it's supposed to be local government election. They ain't talking about that. They talk about every other thing under the sun.
They're going to make sure that the local government commission pushes everything that they can think of to have an implementation of IMCs again, interim management committees. Now, Sharon, on your show, I am saying for all those politicians who are in the opposition that sits on these commissions should resign. So these commissions cannot be active anymore. That's a part of protest. So we can have something being said and done. We need to be serious. If we don't be serious, I mean, I don't like to bash people, but if we need to be serious in order to safeguard not only our constitution, but our way of life. And to make
Gavin, the only clarity I want to bring there is that I don't think we're in any of those, because their contention was they're not going to invite us to sit on any of the bodies we're supposed to be sitting on unless we acknowledge that they are legally elected. And we need a little old and we can't bow down too often. So we ain't going there. We ain't going there, Gavin. We ain't going there. We got a little arthritis in the knee and we back and too good. So this bowing and genuflecting that they want, we ain't going there. We ain't take medication. So the elevator meeting the top floor right now. So, Gavin?
My thing to you and viewers, Mr. Duncan, is that we all are fighting for one cause.
Yeah.
And we need to unite together for one goal, to defeat the PPP.
Yeah.
This is the only way that they can be defeated. Right now, they're broke, they're begging, and they're trying their best to oppress us even more as the days go by.
Yeah.
And we need to step up to the plate as a people, because constitutionally we're not there. It has been taken away from us. You know what is it to go to the ballot, to go to the polls, collect a ballot, and vote according to the Constitution? That's your will, according to Roe.
Yeah.
And at the end of it, Roe has been taken away from you, which is your will, again, to install somebody that was never duly elected. You know how heart-rendering it is. And then, oh shoot, I got low battery here, Sharon. and then
we only have one story street in this country.
And then you install a dunce. And that's what gets me more
Presidents.
You install a
Presidents.
A rat and a tattoo. To tell me that they're leaders of this entire nation. Oh man, Sharon, something
just this afternoon I was engaged in that Jagabat Nigel Darmlali. He talking about Lampy Pampy. And I said to him right on his Facebook page or wherever he was writing the nonsense he was writing, that you talking about Lampy Pampy, you ever see Irfan speak publicly? You should be ashamed to call people Lampy Pampy. and defend and stand behind and represent that on the international stage?
The thing is that the
Mr.
guy is not even
Reparative
improving.
Justice and our uncertainties?
And he's not even improving in his speech.
He's getting worse.
He's
Let's
not
call
even
it
calm.
what it is. Let's call it what it is, as my family says. He's getting worse.
Oh,
Worse he getting. But we
He's
like the
so-
entertainment back home. We like Bacchanal.
He stood there and said on the international stage, well, really not on the international stage, they want a viable opposition that they can confront with and hold accountable. But they're laughing at the opposition, but look who's laughing at them.
Yeah, the
They're
whole world.
amongst them. And
The
it's
whole
their
world.
because they're giving away our country. Sherrod, $9.5 billion. Exxon give Guyana a receipt. Excuse me for saying so. 9
Yeah.
points.
And win anything and win auditing. Right? We trust them. We trust them. We trust y'all. Spend it on what y'all say. Y'all
No
spend it on.
accountability. And we want that money. We Guyanese want that money.
Yep. Yeah.
And we
Giveaways,
can't-
giveaway. Everything is giveaway now. Friends and family giveaway. The PvP come back. We telling folks on the show every night, they come back, Gavin. Give away everything. Giveaway, giveaway, giveaway. Who got money, got bargain. Giveaway. That is where we are.
I would like to say this even before I leave, and I'm sorry that I didn't plug in the system here to charge it up while I was preparing for you. But Sherrod, I voted for the APNU AFC. I have seen these people win this election. I wanted a restoration of my constitution back. I wanted the people who I voted for stand up and represent me. I don't care if they didn't support me. I didn't care if nobody didn't give me a walk. I didn't care about that. I want peace and justice in my country.
Yeah.
That is why I give this up, because of the love of country, Sherrod.
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah.
stand aside and witness
Yeah.
this anymore. I cannot stand aside and see people tear our constitution
Yeah.
to shreds
Yeah.
and watch me in the face and tell me, so what am I going to do about it? This is about to sell us, you know?
Yeah.
I
Yeah. Yeah.
watch
Who
them
vex
watch
vex?
the opposition telling them,
Who
well, I
vex
sure
vex?
they come to parliament just to eat. You can imagine that.
Wicked vagabond.
And he
Jagabat.
calls himself vice president. Oh my
Yep.
God.
That is it. That is it. But we gotta keep fighting, Gavin. We gotta keep fighting. We gotta keep pressing forward.
There's so many things to be said and done, but I'm going to say that we need to strike. We need to fight on. And
Yeah.
before I leave, can I just mention this thing on your show?
Go right
There's a
ahead.
lady- there's a
It's
lady
your
all
show
the
as
way-
much as my own.
There's a lady all the way from Berbice. Her name is Ruth Inkson. She's partially impaired. She sent her daughter to NBS to withdraw her money. I'm showing you how terrible this country is made. Her daughter, who has sickle cell, who's fighting with all kind of different varies in her body,
Yeah.
went and they told her she got to get a blue card. That's the vaccine book. And because she didn't get it, and the ailment that she's suffering from, that she cannot accept or receive this vaccine, or no doctor to talk to. These people need money. This woman need her money out of her account at New Building Society. The banks are now preventing our senior citizens who work so hard, who died
Yeah.
for this country,
Yep. Yep.
who did everything to represent this country, so I can become who I am to sit here to represent them.
Yeah.
This is where we've come to, Sherrod.
A sad place, really. A
Then they
sad
want to
place.
divide Region 4. You could imagine when they divide Region 4 in Georgia, what is going to happen next. These people has no respect for the Constitution. These people have no respect for human rights, human dignity, civil rights. They don't have respect for nothing. That's their intention, to divide, rule, terrorize, destroy, murder, and dictate your life. And they don't care. And we need to be serious, because this is the PPP. They cannot govern. They doesn't even know how to govern. Their constituency will run away and left them because they cannot govern. That is what
Yep.
we left with now. So
That is where we are. That is where we are. Gavin, before your battery goes on us, I want to thank you for coming in the ring this evening. You know, you're only one of the few people who's come and said, Gavin, just talk what you want. Do you want to? Thanks for stopping by, Gavin,
Yes, sir.
in the ring. And folks,
Thank you.
be sure to join the Gavin Matthews show. Gavin, tell us when your show comes on. I think it's 6:30 every afternoon, right?
Yes, 6:30 in the afternoon to 8 in the evening, 1.5 hour.
Good.
And then on Fridays, there's grassroots talks. We're inviting persons to come on, the normal man, to have a conversation. We get to know what's on their mind. But I want to thank you again, Sherrod, for at least allowing me on your program to say much about mine and to
Always
give,
welcome, Gavin. Always welcome.
give.
We all in
All
this
this
together, my
to
brother.
the
Boots on the ground, we ain't backing down. All in this together. Thanks very much,
Thank you
Gavin.
very much.
Great. All are involved, all are consumed, folks. I see my colleague Shurwayne Holy having some challenges there, getting through. I can see his phone. He's in the virtual green room, but I'm not seeing his video as yet. As soon as we have Shurwayne, I want to pick Shurwayne Brain. I want to know who Shurwayne supporting in this race, in this PNCR race. I want to know that. And Shurwayne says he has an endorsement this evening. He has an announcement about his candidacy and all that. I fast. I like y'all and I want to bring y'all information. So I want Shurwayne come on, folks. And just by way of this, I was being made to understand that I heard Ganesh, my brother in the PNC. I heard so some whispering in the mulberry bushes. I'm so excited. I know what we do here. I heard Ganesh is looking at the general secretary's position there. A little birdie told me that is a position my brother is looking at. So I have to have Ganesh come in the ring very, very soon. I'm waiting on Shurwayne, trying to hold and see if he patches through sooner rather than later. And let us have a quick conversation in what's happening at his end, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very, very interested to know all that he has planned. He has a whole he's part of a campaign and all that. I want to know the business. I like y'all be on Facebook for a reason. You think we just here because we handsome? Y'all that won't stay too long. Might stay a little week or two. Folks, coming up over the weekend, as we hear, coming up over the weekend on Saturday, we have a special show. On Saturday. In the Ring is celebrating 1 year. 1 year since we've been here, guys. I don't know what form the show is going to take. I just know we're going to be here and we're going to be celebrating on Saturday. And I hope you guys stop by and help to celebrate with us, folks, because you know this show have been going because of you guys, because of all of your love, because of all of your, your attention, because you guys have been partnering with us. And we are so, so grateful for that. We could not do it without you guys. We are eternally, eternally grateful. So Saturday, the 13th day of November, guys, we turn 1 year. And guys, I know we're going to be showing you a little bit about how we started. Well, y'all know how it's going. Guys, you know how it's going. Y'all sharing this live stream. Y'all are sharing this live stream. We had Rickford. We had Gavin. A whole link to see my brother Shurwayne Holder MP, who has a position in this PNCR race that he's contending for. I want to talk to you. I want to mind the business. I like mind people business. We're on Facebook for we looks. We come out for mind people business and give you all the information. Guys, so good to have each and every one of you here this evening. So many comments. Guys, we want to invite you guys to share the live stream. We want to invite you guys to partner with us. We cannot do it without you guys. We cannot at all do it without you guys. So we want you guys to share the live stream, to come on board and to partner with us. Y'all know we're not asking for much. Don Nelson, Tracy Mullen, Chen Singh and Valda. We're not asking for much. Valda Waldron and Tracy Mullen and Gavin Beresford. We're not asking for much. $5 one, 10, 15, 20. Help this thing to grow. Folks, on Saturday, we turn 1 in the ring. And I'm so excited about that. We've done this 300 and something days for the year, night after night. Sometimes we're back on the weekend, bringing it to you. And guys, y'all gonna laugh me plenty when you all see how we started. Y'all gonna laugh us plenty. So if you never send us nothing, send us a little something for we boarding the man. We turning 1 on Saturday. Send me a little something. You know them guys gonna cut this out and say, look, don't come begging for money. Flap you. We can't run this thing on water. We can't run it on water. And say, look, they're begging for money. That's your business. We can't run on water. And so we depend on you guys to support us. Somebody said they want cook-up rice. I in that. I in that. Saturday, we're going to be on the same time, guys. We're going to be on the same time. Chanel Wills, who say you want cook-up rice? Cook-up rice can there. Come through Saturday. Cook-up rice can there, guys. Come through, come through. I know Shurwayne is having tremendous difficulties. Maybe we'll have to put Shurwayne to tomorrow evening all by yourself. Take over Shurwayne. I know he got in some challenge. I can see him in the green room, but I can't see his video. Florette, or is it? Yeah, Frolette Jacob Swart. Sorry for mispronouncing your name. Delia Silcock, Volmay Wilson. All you fantastic folks. Don't only just watch me. Share the live stream. We want to see those emojis as well. We want to see those emojis. We got to stay vigilant. We got to stay militant. We got to stay relevant. Come on, folks. Share the live stream for us. And partner with us. It takes something to keep this thing going, folks. Come on board and partner with us. At Cash App, it's the $ in the ring 592. At PayPal, it's in the ring 592 at gmail.com. That's our PayPal address. And email in the ring 592 at gmail.com. And then on MMG, the Guyanese Cash App, we run 627-6963. 627-6963. You can send us any information tip you have there as well on WhatsApp at that very number or MMG number. You can send us your photographs and your videos you see that are of newsworthy and information worthy and entertainment worthy. Your videos there too. And we're also available on the MoneyGram platform and the Western Union platform. It takes something to keep this thing going, guys. And we're doing it bigger and better, guys. Saturday, we're celebrating one. I can't tell you exactly what format the show is going to take. I know we're going to be on Saturday night saying happy birthday in the ring. That much I know. That much I know, guys. And we're going to be here. And I hope you guys show up Saturday night as well and celebrate with us. So definitely we're going to be on the same time Saturday night at 8 o'clock. And we hope that some of our friends stop by like you guys and wish us a happy first birthday in the ring, guys. In the ring. It's been a pleasure and privilege having you guys here with us night after night. And to think we've done this for a year. But guys, how we start, y'all gonna laugh me. I'm telling y'all, when y'all see how we start, y'all gonna laugh me. Me face the pulling little son. Things tight. Things tight in this place, boy. But we have come miles because of you guys. Because of you guys. Because of Paul, Leandro, and Gloria Plodd, who keep showing up, and Janet Edwards, and Anthony Higgins, Arjun, and Ovita Blackman, and Laverne Harricharan, Kelman Passad, and Yonet Elias, and Roy Porter. Because of you guys. This show is what it is. It's not because of me. I all and gone through. It's because of you who keep showing up, guys. We are encouraged to do what we do night after night, guys. We're so grateful. We're so thankful. Guys, you all share the live stream. You had a chance to share the live stream. I hope the weather is good where you guys are. I really hope so. Last week, I was in the diaspora. Had a fantastic time again, talking and about expanding the program with the right people, making the connections. Boy, oh boy, it's cold out there. It's cold out there. In New York, it is so cold. I know things ain't bright. I can't say they're too bright. Things ain't bright here. Things tight bad. But for the heat alone, I was grateful to be back. The heat alone. I ain't know y'all mentioned the freezer. You guys are thoughts and prayers. But y'all, who managing in that freezer out there? God knows. He has set the bounds of your habitation. And here's my God for that right now. Guys, but thank you so much. Guys, I'm telling you, you're not going to be disappointed. Trust us. Trust us. You're not going to be disappointed. Come on board and partner with us little by little. I don't know, all this jiggery pokery we see. We're having some problem with internet generally. It can't be all of our faults. Can't be, Shurwayne's fault and my fault. You saw some buffering order. We don't like them things, We don't like them things. We might just have to fly out and host this thing from in the US permanently. Nah, we love this place too bad. And we have to stay here for yet a little while. for yet a little season. Thanks for joining us. Guys, I'm going to have Shurwayne on with us tomorrow evening. I'm making an executive decision on the eve of our birthday. We're going to have Shurwayne on tomorrow night. Hope by then we work out the kinks in the system. We're going to have Shurwayne back with us tomorrow night. But guys, before you leave us, ensure that you share the live stream. We know some folks are going to still come back and watch us later on in the evening. Share the live stream. And we know the time is different now in the US. All of these going back and coming forward. And, you know, the time was shifting when I was returning to Guyana. I didn't know it was an hour before, it was an hour after. All these things you got to remember. You see why I like this place here? Everything is nice, but at least we know it's the one time. It's the one time. Guys, good to see each and every one of you. Good to see each and every one of you. And thank you for joining us here in the ring. Share the live stream. Ensure you share the live stream before you go this evening. Good, that is part of being vigilant and militant and supportive of what we do here. And click on those emojis as well before you go. It's going to mean the world to us. It's going to mean the world to us. Thanks for joining us. That's our time this evening, guys. As you go, remember to social distance. Remember to wear your mask. Remember to sanitize, guys. Practice all the COVID-19 protocols that are in place for your health and for your safety, that of your friends, family, and loved ones. And guys, let me tell you this. Let me share a moment just with you guys. It's our privilege. It has been my privilege being here with you night after night for the last year. It is my privilege. And let me tell you something as well. My son celebrated his first birthday last week. My son, Saint Zane, celebrated his first birthday, and I was so sad I could not be here with him. But I had to be where I had to be, thinking and working with those people who can work with us to expand the program. And I think he's going to understand. I'm so sad I missed his first birthday. But I had to be where I had to be so that we get to where we need to be, guys, getting this credible and valid information out there. That being said, guys, we are going to have Shurwayne hold with us tomorrow evening. We sorry all the technology didn't click this evening for us to have him, but we're going to make sure we have Shurwayne back with us tomorrow night. Thanks for joining us. That's our time in the ring, guys, and we love you. Stay safe. Stay safe. We love all of you. Stay safe, you and your family.